This mini lesson is on energy transformations. Remember that the terms energy, work, and force that we're talking about are related to science and physics and not general terms. So anything that can go from a higher place to a lower place has a potential to do work as it travels from high to low. And remember that while in motion, an object can store energy. So let's look at a couple pictures. In the upper left-hand corner is a crane with something called a ram on it. That ram is like a big hammer. And what they're doing with that is they're driving those pilings down into the ground, deep into the ground. You can see some of them have already been driven here. So while that ram goes from a higher place to a lower place, it's able to do work on those pilings. A football player that's in motion, once he comes in contact with another football player, that energy that he stored up is then delivered to that player. In this case, you can see it causes a fumble. Think about a child on a swing. When they reach their highest position backwards, their movement downward can cause energy to be stored. If somebody were to walk in front of them, they would hit them, and that energy would be released or transferred to that other person. Energy can also transfer from one system to another. When we talk about a system, we're talking about a person, a car, a tree. A system is just anything that has matter. Energy can change from one form to another. So it can go from chemical to electrical, but some of that energy will be lost as heat. So let's look at a couple examples of that. Everything in our environment runs off of solar energy, runs from the sun. Ultimately, that is the energy we rely on. So in this case, we're showing photosynthesis. That sun produces light energy. That light energy is taken in by a plant. That plant turns it into chemical energy when it makes sugars. Lightning is an example of energy, natural electrical energy. On this roller coaster, at the very top of that hill before they ever start down, potential energy. Once they start down, kinetic energy. Remember that potential and kinetic energy are mechanical energy. A battery stores chemical energy, but when it's put into a circuit, those electrons flow from that battery through that light bulb back to the battery, and that light bulb then lights up, electrical energy, but it also gives off heat, thermal energy. Here's a couple other examples. Solar panels take solar energy and turn it into electricity. Wind turbines take wind energy and turn it into electricity. This is an example of a nuclear reactor where uranium, the nuclei in there are broken apart, and that causes the production of electrical energy. A lot of us depend on that from Sharon Harris. This is also an energy transformation. That pot is hot, the hand is cold. When you touch that handle of that pan, the heat goes from hot to cold, energy transformation.